Greetings, dear viewers. You are on the Crossmoto channel. Throughout the history of motorcycle engineering, all kinds of motorcycle designs have been built. And among them, there are quite a few extravagant examples. One of these is the Honda EZ 90 QB, or simply EZ9. And let's find out why the world's largest motorcycle company built this off-road scooter and what it was all about. Enjoy watching. To be continued. This is an extremely well-known name in the history of Honda. In 1952, under this name, the production of an auxiliary engine for bicycles was started. But worldwide fame would come to this name with the appearance of the scooterette in 1958. Super Cub Honda changed people's view of riding motorcycles by introducing the Super Cub and the advertising campaign, "The Nicest People You Meet on a Honda." Over the next half-century, just over 100 million Cubs were sold, and the family grew into a whole bunch of different models and modifications, some of which are barely known to the general public. EZ9 is an abbreviation for EZ9, also known in some markets as EZ90. It was first introduced in 1990 in the company's colors, white, blue, and red. The bold design in a touring cross scooter definitely attracted attention. The success of 60 was incredible. Saitira Honda got a huge number of people hooked on these small motorcycles. With this model, Honda pursued a similar goal, but the focus was more on the younger generation and the off-road theme. The EZ9 was designed to offer the thrill of off-road riding to those who had never ridden a motorcycle before, to make riding on two wheels exciting for everyone. During the development stage, the focus was on making the EZ9 simple, friendly, and easy to handle. There was a plan that this scooter would be a great addition to motorhomes and campers. Basically, the EZ9 could be used for walks and entertainment in the yard, on a farm, or somewhere at a picnic. It was not a road motorcycle for traveling on public roads. It lacked lighting equipment and a horn. However, as can be seen in some videos, EZ9 enthusiasts easily modify this motorcycle for use on public roads. EZ90K was equipped with a two-stroke, single-cylinder engine with a displacement of 90 cubic centimeters. This power unit boasted a maximum output of 7.8 horsepower at 6,250 RPM. and a torque of 9 Nm at 5,500 RPM. Considering that the cross scooter weighed about 82 kilograms when fully equipped, this made EZ9 quite nimble. For the markets of some countries, for example for Italy, an EZ5 version with a 50 cubic centimeter engine was produced. Since Honda positioned this machine as a means for family leisure and recreation, it was necessary to make the motorcycle as safe and easy to use as possible. A fully enclosed chain, smooth shapes, and hand protection, all of this is about safety. The controls were made as simple as possible. A person who had never dealt with motorcycles in their life could ride the EZ9. First of all, they got rid of the Kickstarter. The motorcycle started with a button using an electric starter. Secondly, the clutch was automatic. Thirdly, the gearbox was also automatic. A transmission with a variable gear ratio was used, meaning a belt variator. However, because the swing arm was long and had a large travel, the drive to the rear wheel was done by a chain. Under the futuristic plastic bodywork, there is a steel tubular frame. Due to the specifics of the scooter, its suspension has a rather long travel compared to classic scooters. The telescopic fork with 27mm diameter stanchions has 76mm travel. The rear swing arm with a monoshock absorber has 100mm travel. The wheel sizes are Rear, 130 by 90 by 10 front, 100 by 90 by 12. At the same time, the stock tires have a fairly aggressive off-road tread. The brakes on both wheels are simple drum brakes. The plastic body made it look like a car from the future. Besides its visual aspect, the body is also functional. In the front section, there is a small glove compartment where you can store tools and supplies, or put a bottle of water. By the way, you can actually install a headlight module in place of this glove compartment. By lifting the seat, you get access to the oil tank and the air filter. The fuel tank cap is located in front of the seat. The fuel tank holds 3.6 liters of fuel, which is more than enough for all kinds of activities. The seat height is not very high and is 745 millimeters. This allows people of different heights to ride the scooter. In the United States, the EZ90 was used for moving around the pit lanes during races. And not only that, the EZ90 was produced in series from 1991 to 1996. The vehicle had a number of modifications, but all the differences between these modifications were mainly in the color of the plastic and the seat, as well as in the badges and inscriptions. The mechanical scooter remained unchanged. A very interesting vehicle was the NA version, introduced in 1991. Originally, the idea to equip a cross scooter with a ski and a track belonged to some Japanese students. The company took notice of this creation, thus deciding to expand the possibilities of using their scooter during the winter season as well. In fact, the standard EZ90CAB was used as the base. The front wheel was replaced with a ski, and instead of the swing arm with the rear wheel, a tracked drive was installed. The winter activity kit was also thoroughly designed with safety in mind. The ski featured an anti-injury protective cover, as well as a handle to help pull the ski out of a snowdrift. The track was covered with a rubber casing. Thanks to its bold design and interesting concept, the EZ9 quickly became an iconic machine. Even today, there is a whole community of enthusiasts for the cross scooter from. For example, 2 custom workshops from Italy work together to build a machine that looks very similar to. However, they use the much larger and more powerful XADV as the base. It's quite hard to find one for purchase, just like it's hard to find original spare parts. The price for this machine is quite high. A more or less original and well-maintained machine will cost from $2,500. That's the story, my friends, of a very interesting and quite unusual scooter from the company. At this point, my story ends. As always, this was the Crossmoto channel. Thank you for watching and engaging with comments, shares, and subscriptions. Special thanks to everyone who supports my channel financially through the details pinned in the description. See you next time.